in the spirit of Baba, hiyo unga itashuka. Through redundancy, one-third of the constituency. That is the Unilever Tea, James Finlay, and Williamson Tea. In the spirit of employment that is born through agricultural production, these multinationals have exhibited some misbehavior and bad manners, and they've actually sent home more than 15,000 employees through forced voluntary early retirement, through redundancy, through disciplinary dismissal, and this has actually rendered very many of my constituents jobless due to the proliferation of machines that have been introduced. And this has done more harm than good. Madam Speaker, we need to call upon these multinational companies to be able to exercise and balance between mechanization, profits, and employment, so that our people, as much as we appreciate mechanization, the multinational must also appreciate that the only benefit that we get from them is actually employment. And when they are no longer employing our people, then they will have outlived their usefulness. Madam Speaker, I'm calling upon this multinational to rethink in the lines of balancing between mechanization, profit, and employment, so that we can get as many people as possible employed in the multinational companies. Madam Speaker, President emphasized on the ASLA fund, and this is actually to support small and medium enterprises through affordable credit, and also so that the small and medium enterprises can expand their businesses, so that the Mamamboga, the Kinyozi, the border industry can actually thrive and expand in regards to the bottom-up model. Madam Speaker, the President also talked about matters water, and he talked about raising target of access to water from current 60% to 80%. In my constituency, there was a water project called Boster Water Project. And this water project was to serve 5 constituencies, 4 constituencies in Bomet and 1 constituency in Kericho County. So far, the project has been funded by Chinese Exim Bank. But the previous regime sabotaged this project for political reason. In the spirit of raising the target of water from 60 to 80%, we hope and we pray and we beseech this government to actually jumpstart this particular project, because the money is still lying in the treasury, so that this project, Boster Water Project, can start as quick as possible, so that we can get access to clean running tap water. Madam Speaker, there is the NHIF, which the President spoke about, and this actually NHIF should be restructured to enable it become fit for the purpose of social insurance scheme that caters for all, including the chronic illnesses. Madam Speaker, this NHIF should cater for terminal diseases like cancer, as this disease has actually drained many families from the resources. Many families have sold their land and property to pay for hospital bills. And since this government of Kenya Kwanza has promised to align and restructure the NHIF, we are really appreciating it, and we say that is a plausible initiative. Madam Speaker, the President also talked about the NGCDF, and he said NGCDF should be aligned to the Constitution, and because it has impacted a lot in our societies. The bursaries that we give to the orphans, the vulnerable in the society, has actually helped them to achieve their goals. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. God bless Kenya.
Thank you. Member for Nandi County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand today privileged to be part of the 13th Parliament. Honorable Speaker, this privilege and honor has been bestowed upon me by the great people of Nandi, and I want to pass my sincere gratitude to them for having seen value in me, for having voted for me overwhelmingly on 9th of August to come to this House. Honorable Speaker, I want to say to the people of Nandi that I'm indebted to them, and I will ensure that I serve them selflessly, and I will ensure that I pay back whatever they did on 9th of August by ensuring that I give responsive and responsible leadership. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that my voice is their voice in this House. I shall speak for every child in Nandi County. I shall speak for every girl who needs encouragement. I'll speak for every woman who needs a shoulder to lean on. And I'll speak for every group that is special, and every boy and man who is trying to find a footing in their life, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that said, I want to say that, of course, I'm a new honorable member in this House, and I want to say that my name is Cynthia Muge. I was born and bred in Nandi, probably for Nandi and this country at large. Honorable Speaker, I am a daughter, I am a wife, and I am a mother, and that all in one complete package, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, by training, I'm a physical planner, trained and educated in the University of Nairobi, with a bachelor's and with a master's degree also, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, every person would be wondering that how did this person end up in this House? Honorable Speaker, my political journey started 5 years ago in 2017 when I was a young, small girl, a tiny girl who would pass for a uniformed Form 2 girl. Honorable Speaker, I went into the murky waters of politics and actually ran for the position of Member of County Assembly. I ran, and I thank God I was given the opportunity to serve the people of Kilibwani, and I want to say thank you to those the great people of Kilibwani. It is the star and the seed that they planted in 2017, Honorable Speaker, that has eventually grown leaves, very broad leaves, Honorable Speaker, that today cover the whole county. I want to say thank you to those great people, Honorable Speaker. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, the easiest part is done. The easiest part was to be elected, and now the hardest part begins, Honorable Speaker. And I want to say this. The responsibility that has been given to me and before me is no joke, Honorable Speaker. It is enormous. But I want to say that in my village, I come from the same village, Honorable Speaker, where Chelagad Mutai, who was elected to this August House at 24 years of age, Chelagat Mutai, Honorable Speaker, did a great job in this house. She is the person who stood for the people and fought for the land rights of the people. And the people of Uasin Gishu then were able to get lands, Honorable Speaker. And I want to say that the shoe that Chelagat Mutai, I cannot fit in it, Honorable Speaker, so to speak, because it was actually shoed at a different point in life, in a different era, where things were done differently. But Honorable Speaker, I want to say I will take her lesson seriously so that I can be able to shoe my shoe size going forward, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that in this House, I hope to be able to speak up. In this House, Honorable Speaker, I hope to be able to play my constitutional role. In this House, Honorable Speaker, I hope to be the representative of the people, so that the people that I represent and the Kenyans at large, Honorable Speaker, are able to see value for their money and every coin that they have in this government. Of course, Honorable Speaker, with the assurance of the President that his administration will be able to rely on the oversight of this Assembly, I want to say that I shall play that role without demonization of checks and balances. Honorable Speaker, I hope that through me and through this House, Kenya Kwanza is able to implement the plan, and the people of Kenya are able to get the promises that were made to Kenya, to the country at large, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, just to say a few words about the President's speech that he made last week, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that for the first time, we have a president who is careful and detailed. He is a president who remembered to count the number of women who are elected to this House. He is a president who remembered the number of members that came back to this House, Honorable Speaker. And that tells you a lot about him, Honorable Speaker. He is a president whom, during his campaign trail, he has spoken about economy. He is keen on ensuring that the economy of this country is back to where it was and where it was left by Kibaki, and even better. Honorable Speaker, I remember that he spoke about healthcare. Honorable Speaker, it should be noted that any person who speaks about savings is a futuristic person, is a person who looks into the future and actually wants to ensure that that future comes and it will be enjoyed by everyone. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that the President also, of course, spoke to the Hustler Fund, spoke to taxation issues, and was able to speak to the housing issues which are affecting the people of Kenya. I want to say, Honorable Speaker, that that particular speech, as much as many honorable members have said that it was short, I want to say that every person who has the story header has the story in full. So I want everyone to know that the President, of course, he was trying to be brief and not to be boring, but he has the content and the detailed and the plan and the roadmap to ensuring that this happens, Honorable Speaker, in this country. And I hope all the honorable members in this House will be instrumental during their representation role, their oversight role, and their legislation role to ensure that the President delivers. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you and thank the honorable members of this House and the great people of Nandi for according me this golden opportunity to speak in this House as a representative. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Member for Nandi, for keeping time. I think now we call the honorable member for Matungu. Thereafter, we'll have the nominated member, Catherine Omayo, after.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this chance to address the 13th Parliament and to talk to the people of Matungu. Madam Speaker, I take this opportunity first to congratulate you for having been elected the Deputy Speaker of the 13th Parliament. And I also take this opportunity to congratulate my mentor and my friend, the Speaker, Moses Wetangula, for having been elected the Speaker of this House. Madam Speaker, I have a history with the Speaker, Wetangula, because he is my mentor politically. When I left my employment in Parliament, he is the first one who impressed me politically, campaigned for me, gave me a ticket in his party, and actually has mentored me up to this point in time. Madam Speaker, second, I want to take this opportunity to sincerely thank the people of Matungu for overwhelmingly voting for me 2 times strongly in 2 years. First in 2021 and second in 2022. That is a vote of confidence by the people of Matungu with me, and I embrace it, and I promise that I will work for the people of Matungu to make sure that I achieve what I promised them during the campaigns. Madam Speaker, let me take this opportunity to say a few words about what the President said in this House, the 13th Parliament. The President first, I allow the President for acknowledging the fact that CDF is an important fund in the constituency's development. And he encouraged us and he told us that we can work out something to align that fund to the Constitution so that it works for the Member of Parliament and it works for the constituents that actually are the direct beneficiaries of that fund. And by any means and by all means, everybody understands that CDF is an important fund to the development of the constituency. Millions and millions of children have been educated through CDF, and a lot has been achieved through CDF. Unfortunately, it's only the judiciary that doesn't understand the importance of that fund. But that's a matter for another day. Madam Speaker, other than that, I want to register my disappointment because the President did not give any commitment about the revival of the sugar industry in the Western region, and more so, the revival of Mumias Sugar Company. I am a representative of the people of Matungu, and the people of Matungu are 100%. During those days, the people of Matungu 100% depended on Mumias Sugar Company. With the collapse of Mumias Sugar Company collapsed with the dreams and aspirations of the people of Matungu and Mumias at large. And it is very imperative that the government of the day has to give some importance to the revival of the sugar industry. It gives us sleepless nights. It actually saddens us when the government of the day decides to ignore the issue of Mumias Sugar Company. The issue of Mumias Sugar Company is a very thorny issue to us. The residents of Matungu are desperate. Mumias Sugar Company was only their livelihood. We depended on Mumias Sugar Company 100% to achieve all our dreams. But unfortunately, it collapsed. All efforts to revive Mumias Sugar Company over the years have failed. For whatever reason, everything that has been tried about Mumias Sugar Company has failed. Right now, we have a businessman who is trying to revive the Mumias Sugar Company, but we have numerous court cases going on to stop the revival of Mumias Sugar Company. It is time that the government has to intervene and make sure that Mumias Sugar Company actually stands on its feet for the benefit of the people of that region. Madam Speaker, the people of that region and the people of Matungu are tired of being told to move on from the sugarcane farming. We are not going to move on because sugarcane farming is the only business we know. We have tried everything else, it has failed. We have tried maize, we have tried sorghum, we have tried cassavas, we have tried even avocados, but nothing is working for us. So we want our sugarcane back. And it's only the government that can help us. And so if the government can't help us, then we shall remain hopeless because we are not going to move on. We are not going to do the other things. So people should stop telling us to move on because we are not going to move on. We are going to farm sugarcane and we want it to be revived. Madam Speaker, the issue of youth employment did not come out strongly in the president's speech. This country, 75% of the population of this country is youth.